Hey, Shalom Yasharala, which means peace, Israel. I'd like to start off by giving our praises, our honor, and our glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Akakwadash. Yahweh, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world equally calls God, Jehovah, Yahweh, our higher. By Hashem means in the name. Yahweh Shai, that's the true and powerful mighty name of who the world equally calls Jesus Christ. Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshaya, and the Ruach HaKodesh is the Holy Spirit, according to the ancient Paleo Hebrew tongue. I would like to give up honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone who I've learned the truth of the Bible from. And peace, blessing, safety, and salutation unto the hopeful elect, and to you believers and listeners out there that came back into the faith and obedience of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Much love and respect unto you, brothers, pushing this gospel in sincerity and truth, risking your lives and freedom now more so than ever. May Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your households. I'm the brother Huam, coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the Lord's elect, and it's going into how this is not our rest, and we're not set up to win on this side. Okay, this is not our kingdom. Okay, this world was made for many. Okay, but the world to come is for few. Let's see. Yep, 2 Ezra 8:1, and he answered me saying, "The Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few." All right, and in this world, in this kingdom, this age, you know, for many of us that are the hopeful elect, it just seems like we can't catch a break. It seems like sometimes it feels like the world is working against us. But it's just conditions of the battle. Because when you come to serve the Lord, you prepare your soul for temptation, but it just feels like sometimes it just feels like you got like a big target on your back. And there's nothing you can do to escape it, man. It's like no matter what you can do, it's like it's like I say, you can never catch a break. And, this is just what we have to endure. Okay, we have to endure these things, man, if we want to get the kingdom. Okay, because Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Okay, yeah, this is not our rest, man. Okay, our rest is going to be in the Holy Land in the kingdom, which I'm going to show you that. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with a sword destruction. So yes, everything here is polluted, to the money, the air, the women, the water, the food. Everything is polluted and defiled. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Bear with me a second. It said use the world, but don't abuse it. I'm trying to find it. Just bear with me for a second, please. Here it is, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. And they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passes away. Right. So yeah, we use this world, we do what we do, go make our daily bread, go to work, and maneuver to a society, but we don't, link ourselves in with this world. Okay, we have hobbies, we go out, we do stuff and whatever, but we not out engulfed in wickedness like the people of the world is. Let me go here. Read this in the blue letter. Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 9 in the NLT, because you have not yet arrived at the place of rest, the land Yahweh your God is giving you as your special possession. So our rest is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Okay. And we have to be all right with enduring this hell. Okay. Let me see. Because it says, in your patience, possess. Luke chapter 21, verse 19, in your patience, possess ye your souls. Let's read that in another translation. Luke 21, 19. Luke 21 and 19. By standing firm, you will win your souls. We got to stand firm. Let's see what the GNT reads. New Testament. Luke 21. Stand firm. You say yourselves, yeah, we got to stand firm against all the wickedness that goes on in this place. Okay? And just to show that we're, as Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Natives, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, also have the Israelite foreigners who are likened unto a speckled bird who look like the heathen nations because they've been scattered amongst the heathen nations. But the bloodline and lineage goes back unto Jacob by way of their fathers. Okay? We're just gonna be oppressed, man. Okay, you're gonna have some that's gonna be better off than others, but a lot of us, common folk, okay, down here at the bottom, scratching 2 pennies trying to make it, man. Deuteronomy 28:29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Like I said, not gonna be able to catch a break, man. Not gonna prosper because we sinned against Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay, and that's why we're repenting, and it's a daily thing, and we constantly examining ourselves. Okay, trying to offend less against the Heavenly Father, so He can have mercy upon us. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save you. And the only one that's going to save us is Yahweh Shai, and that's why we're patiently waiting on Him. Cause shit, we tired, man. We tired of having to deal with this, man. Okay. We tired. Verse 30, them jump down to verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Yeah, man. Tired of these Edomites and these other nations taking the credit for all our work, man. It's vexing. Okay. Scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 7:7, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Okay, yeah, this place pisses us off, man. Okay. Let me see. I believe it's a Haggai. Bag holes. Yup. This is Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6. You have sowed much and bring in little. You eat, but ye have not enough. You drink, but ye are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to be put into a bag with holes. And that's how it is. Once you get, your check, when you get your check, here in America, Babylon the Great, and that's the thing. You're supposed to get paid for every day. At the end of every day, you're supposed to get your daily bread. But they don't even do that here. They make you wait to the end of the week. Now, what if something has up, you have an emergency in the middle of the week? Well, you just gotta wait. That's just more oppression, man. But that's how it is. Working paycheck to paycheck, man. It's like, you ever had, back when you was in school, you used to carry coins and cash in your pockets, and you have a hole in your pocket you ain't know, so you go try to get something, you try to go buy something, you reach in your pocket, and you realize your pocket's empty. That's how it is here, man. You be wanting to do stuff, but you can't do it because you never have money to do anything. Just like you stuck like Chuck, and then you know watching other people have fun and shit, and you just, man, just wait till the kingdom. You try to do what you can here, but shit, the way everything's going with inflation and how the economy is it's just like that's all we can do is just be patient and wait till the kingdom, man. Okay, things are getting tight, but we still must hold our integrity nonetheless. This is Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Right? We don't want, no matter how hard it get, don't compromise and fold and, take on, um, be conformed to the ways of this world and, trying to take shortcuts, man. There's no shortcuts. Okay, well, there is if you're wicked, but if you're trying to live a righteous and honest life, there is no shortcuts, man. You got to go by the book. And sometimes, going by the book is going to be worth it in the end, man, because you're going to be greatly rewarded. But, going through it now, shit, to the flesh, it sucks. Okay, but the spirit understands the reason why, and, is just patiently waiting until the kingdom so, we can get their rest. But this is Psalms chapter 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Right. And, you can get like that, man, because, sometimes you'll be sitting there like, damn, man, I'm sitting here trying to do all this good and whatever. And, here it is. You got wicked individuals, okay, doing all type of obscene, abominable acts. And this is like they get away with it. And, it's like they get rewarded for it. And it's like, we do right to the best of our ability, and it's like, like we can't even get a crumb. But that's because all our treasures are being stored in heaven, where moth and rust can't corrupt, man. And we got to, see that. But continuing on, verse 4: For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Yeah, man. And, you get to see, these other nations, they ain't under the curses like we are, man. They can, right now it seems like they can move around freely, but they're going to get judged at the day of judgment. Therefore, pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. Yeah. And then you got, some men, barely making it. That's a part of this thing. But those men are going to be greatly rewarded in the kingdom of heaven if they keep their integrity and, they hold fast to that which they have. Verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how do God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? They began to mocking Yahweh Bashim Hawashai and making it seem like he's a fairy tale, that he doesn't exist. Okay, and they put all this energy and try to make you not believe in the Most High, is because they know the power of the Most High, that he is truly omnipotent, and that he's nigh unto his people when they doing right by him. That's why they put so much energy in trying to keep us in sin, because they want to keep us down in this lower state. Their tongue walketh throughout the earth. Okay, I read that. Verse 12, behold, these are the ungodly, who prosper in the world, they increase in riches. Verily, I have cleansed my heart in vain, and washed my hands in innocency. For all the day long have I been plagued and chastened it every morning. Yeah, and that's how it is. It's just like, dang, I'm catching hell. Okay. If I say I will speak thus, behold, I should offend against the generation of thy children. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then I understood therein. The sanctuary of the Most, going into these scriptures, man. Okay. You read and you see what happens to, those, they receive their consolation on this side, as we're going to get. Okay. And, we're going to get ours, through much suffering. But we're going to get ours nonetheless, and ours is going to be eternal. Theirs is just temporary. Surely, verse 18, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. Right. They think they doing good, but they don't know that they're in slippery places. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Yahweh, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was pricked in my reins. So foolish was I and ignorant. I was as a beast before thee. Right? Let me keep reading. Nevertheless, I am continually with thee. Thou hast holden me by my right hand. Thou shalt guide me with thy counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. Right? And that glory, like I said, is that treasure that's being stored up in heaven right now that we're going to receive, Lord willing. We continue to endure, and we're part of that chosen. Okay. Hey. We'll never have to worry again. Scripture say he gonna wipe all tears from my eyes. This is one reason why Jake be mourning. Okay, because they can't catch a break, man. It's just like, no matter how hard they try, what they do is like they can barely make ends meet. Verse 25, whom have I in heaven but thee? And there is none upon the earth that I desire beside thee. My flesh and my heart faileth, but Yahweh is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Yeah, the mind, the human mind, because that's what the heart is wicked as hell. It's gonna trick you. It's gonna play tricks on you and deceive you. And the flesh, it's wicked as hell too. It wants to do its own thing. It doesn't want to go after the spirit. That's why we put our strength lies within Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Verse 27, for lo, they that are far from thee shall perish. Yeah, and everybody that's rich in this world, okay, and not seeking after Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is going to perish. Thou hast destroyed them. It's like thou hast destroyed all them that go a whoring from thee. But it is good for me to draw near to the Most High. I have put my trust in Yahweh power, that I may declare all thy works. Let's go to Luke chapter 6, verse 24. And this is Yahweh speaking. But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. And woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Yeah, going into the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, because I believe it's in Isaiah. He said, "My servant shall eat." Woe unto you, where all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. Okay, yeah, those the celebrities and all that people speak well of. Okay, woe unto y'all as well. Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna get. Oh, I remember now. The Wadi Hal Bashim Al Shah. Servants. Mm. Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So continue to serve after Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. Okay, and be not conformed to this world, because you're going to be rewarded. Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai. Okay, so don't just because people around you are doing better than you, don't let that bring you down and deter you from the faith, man. Keep pushing, keep striving, man. Okay. And I'll close out with this. Matthew chapter 16, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So yeah, man, just focus on the kingdom. Okay. Yeah, and let Yahweh Bashim Hashai take care of the rest, man. He will take care of you. Okay. Even if you are a common person on the bottom, barely making ends meet, Yahweh Bashim Hashai is going to make sure you're taken care of all the time. So I pray and hope this lesson was edifying, giving our praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makakwadash. Never honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace, blessing, safety, and salutation to the hopeful elect. And he believes in listeners out there. Shalom.